Good morning. My name is Chris, and welcome to Latitude Live. Now, maybe you're the captain of your own vessel and the master of your own destiny. Or perhaps you've been commissioned to lead your crew on a dangerous voyage. No matter how you approach it, there'll be stormy seas ahead. And you, as the captain, have some very difficult decisions to make. You're the one who has to steer your ship through these troubled waters. And as you can probably imagine, with a company with a name like New Latitude loves seafaring analogies. And I love a good pun. Probably goes hand in hand with being a dad, I guess. But the reality is that our organizations need fundraisers to raise funds, and there are fundraising events to be held. In some cases, you're the one making the decision. In others, your board has given you the marching orders, and now it's up to you and your team, or in some cases, you alone, to figure out how. How? Well, you use your tools in your training. Just like any good captain uses their compass and their sextant to read maps, you need to make the best use of the tools that are available to you. Match that with your experience and new research, and you're destined for success. Now, what am I talking about? Let's start with training first. Many of you, as event professionals, have been to professional development courses over the years, be it formal collegiate instruction or certification programs. Many more of you have a lot of practical experience, on-the-job training when it comes to putting on an event, so that you know exactly what ropes to tie off and when to weigh anchor and when to hoist the topsail. So moving forward with your concept is not a novel idea, but it does require an understanding of your event and an ability to read the weather and adjust course when necessary. Innovation and the ability to be nimble in light of everything that is going on is essential, and you have to rely on your experience and your familiarity with your client and donor base to be effective. However, you are sailing into uncharted waters. In order to do that, you have to lean on other resources, your tools, your maps, your charts. And what am I talking about? Well, when I refer to maps, I'm talking about the resources that are available to you and that are at your fingertips online. Things like resources through the CDC and the World Health Organization. These organizations have got some specific guidelines that they have set up for event execution. Following them, knowing them, making them part of your event DNA are essential in moving forward in this new normal. Using these guidelines as a roadmap for your event planning will help you stay compliant, and it will give your donors and your participants a sense of safety so that they understand that you are taking their safety seriously. It doesn't just stop there, though. Using these guidelines, using these maps as a key, it's a key component in executing events in this current climate. However, if you're going to be responsible, and if you're going to make sure that you're dotting every I and crossing every T, you actually have to go a step further. Everybody can look these up online. Everybody can check these resources out online. Figuring out how to implement them, that's where the key skill comes in. You need to take some additional training. There's a lot of resources out there that are currently being underwritten by the government to make sure that organizations are putting on events and to make sure that these event operators are getting the best available information. There are some other courses out there that'll cost you a little bit of money, some more than others. But depending on how you're executing your events, this is money that is very well spent. There's training on contact tracing, training on sanitation, training on keeping those sanitation standards in place, training on compliance. Certain organizations are requiring compliance officers, and you cannot have a compliance officer unless that compliance officer has been trained. It's one thing to read the guidelines, it's a whole separate thing to understand how to implement and enforce them. If you can master those details, you are way ahead of the game, and you are in a position to execute your events far more effectively than your competitors. Having formal training and certification under your belt not only gives you confidence in your abilities to execute these events, but it gives a sense of confidence to your donors and participants, that the ones that you know, and they know that you know what you're talking about, and that what you are offering them is the safest, best possible option in a live event execution. You know, if you can employ these tools and make them part of not just your event, but how your organization operates, how you set sails every voyage, you're positioning yourself for great success. Thank you for joining us today. We at New Latitude realize the importance of this extra training and these additional resources, and we have made them a part of our organizational DNA. If you need assistance in finding your way and charting your course, reach out to us. We can help you reimagine your development goals and bring your events to a new latitude. You can find us on Facebook, or you can email me at chris@newlatitudeconsulting.com. New Latitude Consulting. Elevate your expectations.